All right, now let's take a look at uh, the next skills, which are sentences with inverted subjects and verbs, and it covers skills 15 to 19. Okay, first let's take a look at the inverted subjects and verbs. Subjects and verbs are inverted in a variety of situations in English. Okay, inverted subjects and verbs occur most often in the formation of a question. So if you are aware, if you have question, or if you form any questions, then the subject and the verb are inverted. Meaning that the usually subject comes first followed by verb, but if it is inverted, then the verb comes first and then followed by subject. That is what it means by inverted subject and verb, and it mostly occur in the formation of a question. Okay, to form a question with a helping verb, be, have, can, could, will, would, and etc., the subject and helping verb are inverted, right? Let's take a look at this example. If we have, he can go to the movies. He can go to the movies. This is a statement. If we want to create or make the questions out of this sentence, then we need to invert the subject and verb. So invert it here. So the question will be, can he go to the movies? See, the subject and the verb are inverted. Another example, you would tell me the truth. This is a statement. If you want to make a questions, then here, if we have phrasal verb like this, would tell, then you would only move the first one. So it becomes, would you tell me the truth? Not would tell you me the truth, no, yeah? But would you tell me the truth? So if we have the sentence like this, you would tell me the truth, which has a phrasal verb, then one is moved at the beginning of the sentence. So, would you tell me the truth? She was sick yesterday. This is the third example. And if you want to ask questions, then the question becomes, was she sick yesterday? So that is the inverted subject and verb. To form a question when there is no helping verb in the sentence, the helping verb do is used. Okay, so the previous one, we have a sentence with the helping verb. Yes, right? Now, how if the sentence doesn't have helping verb? If the sentence doesn't have helping verb, then we do need do in the sentence. Let's take a look at the example here. He goes to the movies. See, subject and verb. He goes to the movies. There is no be form, right? Now, if there is no be form, we should move it here, but we should add do or does depending on the subject. If the subject is singular like this, then it is does. If the subject is plural, say for example they, then this one is do. Okay, so do or does depends on whether the subject is singular or plural. Okay, so this one, it become does he, and then this one go back to the stem verb, yeah, the stem verb. So it's no longer goes, but go. Does he go to the movies? Okay, and if it is on past present, past tense. Sorry, if it is in past tense, then you use did. You told me the truth. Told me, which is happened in the past. Then the question should be, did you tell me the truth? Okay. All right, let's see the common problems with inverted subject and verb. We have to know when the subject and verb can be inverted. Okay, so the first one is with question words such as what, when, where, why, and how. Then you have to form question. Then we can invert the subject and verb. Also, after some place expressions. We are going to talk about this in detail later. And then after negative expressions. Number 4, in some conditionals. And the last one, after some comparison. Let's take a look at it. Skill 15 is the problem with the inverted subject and verb with question word. So, as I told you previously, that we can invert the subject and verb with question word. Question words are what, when, where, how. Yeah, and these question words can have two different functions in a sentence. These question words can have two different functions in a sentence. What are they? The first one, they can introduce a question, right? In this case, the subject and verb that follow are inverted. So if we have the question words such as what, when, where, why, and how, then the first thing that they can do is to introduce a question. In this case, the subject and verb that follow are inverted. The second one, for example, first, yeah, for example, what is the homework? When can I leave? And where are you going? So, the subject and the verb is inverted here. What is the homework? Verb, subject. When can I leave? Verb, subject. Where are you going? Where are you going? This is the verb and this is the subject. All right, the second, they can also join together two clauses. And please keep in mind, if they join together two clauses, then the subject and verb that follow are not inverted. Let's take a look at the example. Here, I do not know what the homework is. See, I do not know what the homework is. What here plays the role as the connector, right? When it is a connector, then it is followed by subject and verb. So the subject and verb is not inverted. Subject and verb are not inverted. Okay, another example is when I can leave, I will take the first train. When I can leave, I will take the first train. When here is a connector. So the subject and the verb is not, the subject and the verb are not inverted. Another example here, do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? See, the question is, do you know? And where here has a function as the connector, right? So after the connector, you have the subject and the verb. They are not inverted. So you have the inverted subject and verb with question word like what, when, who, where. Yeah. If if it is formed, if they are formed questions, yeah. If they plays a role to as a connector to join together two clauses, then the subject and verb are not inverted. Let's take a look at the example for a question in a TOEFL test. The lawyer asked the client why blah 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 it. Okay, this is not a question. And why here plays a role as a connector. So we should have, after why, we should have subject and verb. Subject and then followed by verb. So the answer is why he did it. Okay? Why he did it, because why here joins the clauses together. Okay, so these are the summary. Okay, so inverted subject and verbs with question words. If we have question words who, what, when, where, why, how, then first, when the question word introduces a question, yeah, the subject and verb are inverted. Yeah, what are they? Are is the verb and they is a subject. So what here form a question. So what are they? Not what they are. Yeah, what are they? But when the question word connects two clauses, the subject and verb that follow are not inverted. Yeah, when the question word functions as the connector, then the subject and verb are not inverted. I know what they are. Subject and verb. All right, let's continue to the next skill, which is skill 16, invert the subject and verb with place expressions. So, after ideas expressing place, the subject and the verb sometimes invert in English. Yeah, this can happen with single word expressing place such as here, there, or nowhere. So if we have here, there, or nowhere, the subject and verb are inverted. Let's take a look at the example. Here is the book that you lent me. See, we have here and then followed by the verb is and then followed by the subject. See, because the subject is singular, then the verb used is also the verb for singular. Let's take a look at the second one. There are the keys that I thought I lost. Here we have there, yeah, place expressions. And we have, after there, the place expression, we have the verb are and the subject, the keys. See here, because the subject is plural, then the verbs are also the verb for plural one. There are the keys that I thought I lost. Okay, the same goes to nowhere. Here we have nowhere, and after that we have the verb and then followed by subject. Here we have the phrasal verb. Remember, if we have phrasal verb, we only move one verb. The other is still after the subject. So we have nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. Have seen is the phrasal verb. We move have only. So nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. Okay, the subject and verb can also be inverted after prepositional phrase expressing place. Okay, before this, you already learned that we have some one word place expression, here, there, nowhere, and after this three place expression, we can invert the subject and the verb. The next is if we have a prepositional phrase expressing place, the subject and verb can also be inverted. Let's take a look at the example. In the closet are the clothes that you want. In the closet are the clothes that you want. See, in the closet is the prepositional phrase expressing place, and then we have the verb are, and followed by the subject, the clothes. See, the subject is plural, then the verb is also the verb for plural one. Here we have also prepositional phrase around the corner. Around the corner, which is a prepositional phrase. So we can have the subject and verb inverted. Around the corner is Sam's house. Is the verb, Sam's house is the subject. Again, the next example is beyond the mountains, which is the prepositional phrase expressing place, and then followed by verb lies, and followed by the subject, the town. Beyond the mountains lies the town where you will live. Okay. This is for this one, for this three. We can say it like this: the clothes that you want are in the closet, right? Or Sam's house is around the corner. So if you notice, this prepositional phrase is needed to complete the sentence. So if you have prepositional phrases that are needed to complete the sentence, like this one, in the closet, around the corner, then you can put it at the beginning of the sentence and then invert the subject and verb. Okay. The same goes to this one, yeah. The town where you will live lies beyond the mountains. So beyond the mountains is actually needed for the sentence to be complete. Okay, if we have this kind of prepositional phrase expressing place, then the subject and the verb can be inverted. All right, the subject and the verb will invert after place expression at the beginning of a sentence only when the place expression is necessary to complete the sentence. Just like what I told you previously. Yeah, if the prepositional phrase is needed to complete the sentence, to make the sentence correct, then it can be moved to the beginning of the sentence, and then we can invert the subject and the verb. Okay, another example. Other examples, in the forest are many exotic birds. Yeah, many exotic birds are in the forest. So this actually in the forest here is needed to complete the sentence. It is different from this one. In the forest, I walked for many hours. Okay, I can delete this prepositional phrase and still have the sentence correct. I walked for many hours. In this sense, in this case, then we cannot invert the subject and verb because this prepositional phrase is not needed or is not necessary to complete the sentence. All right, so we can invert the subject and verb when the prepositional phrases expressing place is needed to complete the sentence. Like this one. In the forest are many exotic birds. We cannot delete in the forest because if we delete it, then we don't have a complete sentence. Example in a TOEFL test. On the second level of the parking lot, blah, blah, blah. We only have prepositional phrase here, right? On the second level of the parking lot. So it is either we have a complete sentence here, subject, verb, complement or object, or we have the inverted subject and verb. Right? So, this one, do we have a complete subject and verb or inverted subject and verb? But remember, if we convert, if we have subject and verb, we need the complement or the object to make the sentence complete. If there is no complete sentence, yeah, so it's probably the subject and verbs are inverted. So here, we have on the second level of the parking lot is empty. It doesn't have the subject, right? Are empty also doesn't have subject. Here, some empty stalls are. Now, if we say this one is subject and verb, but if we say some empty stalls are, we still need more. We still need complement here, right? So here we can. But if we inverted the subject, then this is the component that is necessary to complete the sentence. So we have the answer is D. Are some empty stalls. On the second level of the parking lot are some empty stalls. Okay. Okay, let's review for the inverted subjects and verbs with place expressions. When a place expression at the front of the sentence is necessary to complete the sentence, the subject and verb that follow are inverted. For example, in the classroom were some old desks. But when a place expression at the front of the sentence contains extra information that is not needed to complete the sentence, the subject and verb that follow are not inverted. Say, for example, in the classroom, I studied very hard. So this one is not necessary to complete the sentence. So we do not invert the subject and verb.